Hello everyone, I am going to make a presentation on safety instrumented system design. This topic will be on SIS work process, safety instrumented system work process. This is the second part of the work process. This video is being taken on behalf of instrumentationtools.com and automationcommunity.com. Kindly watch and subscribe to the channel. So in the earlier presentations, we saw the first and second phase. In this presentation, we will see third and fourth phase of the SIS work process. Third phase is for verify, install and validate SIS. Okay. The step number 9, it is to prepare procedures for instrumented protection system hardware commissioning. And 10 is for simulate the instrumented protection system software and test. Step number 11 is for assessment of instrumented protection system application software and SIS policies respect to the area authorities. And number 12 is to validate the instrumented protection system software and hardware. These are the 4 different steps involved in the third phase. And fourth phase is for operate, maintain and modify. Okay, in the fourth phase, the step number 13, it is to they have to register the instrumented protection system in ERP system. It could be the enterprise reserved plan, it could be the SAP system or some other system in MIS or something equivalent to this available in each different plant. 14 is to operate, maintain and test the instrumented protection system. They have to undergo the specific kind of proof testing and the validation or different procedures are there for the safety instrumented system that has to be taken. 15 is to modify the instrumented protection system. Whenever there is any requirement and any new facility is being added or any gap is seen from the lopa analysis, to fulfill the gap, there could be some additional instrumentation or additional mechanical protection layers being introduced. That has to be done in this using this step number 15. And 16, it is for decommission of the instrumented protection system. In case of any particular process plant is being isolated, being decommissioned for different reasons. It could be the particular plant areas no more available, or it has been enhanced with a different facility and the old facility getting decommissioned. Those kind of situations can happen. In the below slides, we'll be looking into the details. One is the proof testing. What is proof testing? This is testing that occurs after a startup as part of ongoing maintenance. For the normal instrumentation, which is part of the BPCS, basic process control system layer, they will have to go through the calibration and testing of the instrument at a regular intervals. It could be every year or alternate years based on the type of instrumentation. Whereas in the safety instrumented system, there are some standard requirements. So they have to undergo through a proof testing that has to be recorded and entered in the plant's ERP system. It is a record. In case of any hazardous event happening, they have to analyze if any instrumentation is failed to work. So the proof testing is a mandatory requirement. Written proof testing procedures specific to the IPS instrumented protection system and IPS component define what and how the IPS components are to be tested, as well as specifying who is qualified and what the required qualifications are to perform the test. It's not just like any instrument technician or any electrical technician can go and do the maintenance on such instrumentations. They have to have a certification. They have to undergo the criticality requirements of the particular instrumentation and shall be able to do all kind of testing required. So there could be some certification requirements for those maintenance technicians or supervisors who are all involved in the plant maintenance. These tests may be more rigorous than similar PPM. PPM stands for preventive and predictive maintenance testing for similar pieces of equipment that are not part of an IPS. This is what I told earlier. There may be some identical instrumentation available in the basic process control system and another set of instruments available for the safety instrumented system. So the instruments that are in the basic process control system, they need to go for a regular calibration check and zero and span, we call it, for the ensuring the minimum range and the maximum range. If it is a 0 to 10 kg per centimeter pressure transmitter, means the maintenance technician has to go and see that at minimum this thing sensor reading. And when there is no pressure applied to the sensor, it has to give the zero pressure, and then maximum is applied, it has to measure the 10 kg per centimeter pressure. This kind of calibrations will be taken up for the BPCS kind of instruments, whereas safety instrumented system, they will have some additional testing to ensure the accuracy, to ensure the repeatability, etc. So that's why it is going for the proof testing. Validation testing. This is, I will explain about it here. Testing that occurs after the construction and before the startup, that is pre-startup test. Once the safety instrumented system equipments are installed in the plant, they have to go for a validation testing to ensure that the instruments and valves associated with the safety instrumented system are performing according to the design. The testing ensures that the system as a whole is in operational and performs as intended. This is a whole loop and function test using the installed field sensors, logic solver, computer program, and the actual field equipment, including the control and mechanical devices like pumps, generators, or any turbine, or any other equipments associated with it, or there could be only some on-off valves associated in this safety instrumented system. So this is a complete testing. Validation testing means it starts from the sensor until the final control element. So the complete loop. Sensor, logic solver, and final control element. All these things put together. They are working for a safety instrumented system, and it is working in a particular to overcome a particular kind of hazard on a particular consequence based on the low power book. They are called as safety instrumented function. So in the validation testing, all the three components like sensors, logic solver, and the field valve will be tested. Okay, now we'll go over the step 9 of the SIS work process. Commission hardware SIS work process. The manufacturing process representative, who is a person involved in the plant's manufacturing area, so ensures the relevant personnel are identified to lead acceptance testing, instrument installation checkout, and instrument loop verification. So they have to identify who are the persons responsible and who can handle those kind of activities. That means acceptance testing, instrument installation checkout, and instrument loop verification, etc. Responsible for coordinating different plant departments involved to complete the loop check. Loop check is one process wherein the instrument technician or electrical technician has to feed from the field on the plant location and see the respective readings are being registered in the DCS and the HMI operating screens. Ensure all as-built documentation is prepared as needed for plant operation. Responsible for initiating and coordinating IPS, Instrumented Protection System validation. Coordinates documentation updates and ensures the completed successful validation procedure is incorporated into plant operating management system or such equivalent applicable. So he has to ensure that the required validation procedures are being incorporated into the system. Okay, in the step number 10 and 11, it is develop and assess the instrumented protection system. Again, the manufacturing process representative, he confirms all operating procedures and documentation is prepared as needed for plant operation. He has to ensure that operating procedures are being developed and made ready for the operating personnel. Ensures all operation staff are imparted training for the required job skills. They have to undergo different kind of training based on their work nature. So he has to ensure that all the staffs are getting trained. Assess all application software are developed per industry standards and international committee requirements. Application softwares are being developed as per the standards. Step 12, the field validate hardware and software process. The manufacturing process representative ensures that all PLC hardware are installed per design requirements and software application programs are deployed without any errors. The PLC program for executing the particular logic has to be developed and he has to take care about this. Responsible for initiating and coordinating SIS validation process. As we saw in the first part of the slide, the validation process has to be prepared and coordinated. Coordinates the documentation updates and ensures that completed successful validation procedure is incorporated into plant operating management system. The validation procedures has to be updated into the plant operation management system like MIS or some other equivalent system. Okay, we will continue with the step number 13. In step 13, it is document library and training. Again, the manufacturing process representative works with maintenance and operations to ensure the completed instrumented protection system IPS validation and proof test procedures and IPS operating procedures are saved in plant operating discipline. Each plant will have operating procedures and operating methodology kind of library. So they'll be part of their operator training, and he has to ensure that the procedures are being developed and saved into the operating procedures manuals. Ensure that list of personnel authorized to change and load the SIS program that is updated for the project. SIS programs, safety instrument system programs, can be handled by some qualified engineers and qualified technical professionals only. So he has to confirm that is updated, who are the persons authorized to change the program. Ensures consistent project document structure for filing in the plant documentation library. So he has to pick up the most important and most relevant documentation and file it into the plant documentation. Leads the training team and facilitates the gathering of project information needed for training and develop plant specific instrumented protection system IPS training in curriculum. So the training team has to be formed and the required project information and required IPS related information has to be developed. In step 14 again, it is for operate, maintain and test the instrumented protection system. Provides assistance in analysis of incident history. Any history that is happening during the operation has to be analyzed. That means any hazardous event, something is happening, that has to be analyzed. Provides the target factor information and approves the lopa, revised lopa scenarios. If there is any gaps during the validation process, they found it is not meeting up to some standard requirements, that has to be re-evaluated and some additional protection layers might be required to be introduced. Typically responsible for conducting the safety audit. Each plant which is having the safety instrument system implemented, they will have to undergo a safety audit. So it has to be ensured during this step. Okay. Again, further going into the step 14, the documents the safety experts plan. This is being done by the respective project engineer and manager and safety engineer. Documents the safety experts plan for the SIS lopa design, review and inspection of instrument and valves, and updates the safety experts plan for identified process safety risk analysis issue. So they have to update the safety experts plan. What has to be done if there is any consequence, any hazard is happening, what is the consequence and how it has to be handled, that has to be inputted over here. And in the step 15, it is modify the instrumented protection system. The production leader, plant owner is accountable for many tasks, executes responsibilities for this role according to the SIS work process steps that apply to the scope of the project or any change. And in step 16, it is for decommission the SIS protection layer. As I discussed earlier, if any part of the plant is being isolated, is being taken off from the process, the respective SIS protection which are available in those areas has to be decommissioned. So it is also a part of the step. A plant owner with safety expert decides the facilities, which valves, instrumentations has to be decommissioned. These cases arises rarely because the isolation and removal of one's facility is not a routine activity. So there could be some chances wherein the plant is going for a different technology, or they are going for an enhanced capacity or increased capacity which requires a different kind of mechanical equipment to be installed. In such scenarios, the decommissioning may be required. In such cases also, the SIS protection layer decommissioning has to be taken care with due care. These are the different steps involved in the safety instrument system work process. So one has to understand all the 16 steps that are involved in the safety instrument system work process for better implementation. Thank you.